Hey guys, this is episode 5 of Deliberating Daisha, and we got some stuff to talk about. I finished Shane Dawson's book, It Gets Worse, and it was really good. I was really happy to finish it. It was, the last chapter was Mom's chapter, The Night That Changed Our Lives. And I guess I just want to talk a little bit about, like, family experiences or anything drastic changing in your life with your family, not just with you, but like with family. So I think, I can't really remember. I think the moment, I don't really know. I think my mom did a lot for us, and I think her realizing that marriages weren't working or she was unhappy and that made us unhappy, I think her being happy really changed our life, because I can truly say that getting our stepdad in our life has made our life a lot better. He's improved our life and not made it more difficult to live. So question for this chapter is, final question, well, I'll talk about I'll say the question. So the question I want to ask you guys about this is, what is one major family change that's happened that's been for the better? And so mine is that. Then I want to talk about the book as a whole. So It Gets Worse was really good, and it's like a collection of essays, so there's no like long-term story. There's not like there's no plot and climax and all of that, which I sometimes like. I like just having a nice calm book. Unfortunately, we go to a book with actual plot. But I really enjoyed it. It was like their own little stories, and it was, for someone who I've been watching for so long, it's nice to finally be able to read about what he wants us to read about, like hear his side of everything and all of this different stuff. So if any of you know who Shane Dawson's first boyfriend was, please send me pictures, because I want to know what he looks like now after reading. He looks like Chris Pratt before he bulked up, so I want to see this. Please send me a picture. And then, so I read the first 3 chapters of the Mysteries of the Melancholy, Cove, Lizard, whatever, Chris Moore book. Sorry, I don't want to get the book out, and I can't remember the title because it's so long, because Christopher Moore loves long titles. So the first chapter, it's kind of divided into like separate stories, or separate viewpoints, or separate points. Is that what viewer points? Oh, different perspectives. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry about that. So the first chapter had Theophilus Crow, and then it had Marvis, and then it had Molly Machone. These are all characters. So the first character is the main character. It's really the person that we're following. He's a detective, and he's really cool. Of course, he's a stoner, because I feel like Christopher Moore has to have a stoner in all of his books, from the 2 books I've read. And even in Fight Club, like, if you guys don't know, Christopher Moore is the one who wrote Fight Club. So Fight Club, the main character is like somewhat of a stoner. So I'm like trying to think back through all the chapters. So the first chapter, someone commits suicide, which is great. Started off strong. On the first chapter, it was like I was like getting in like the mood of trying to like figure out how this book was gonna be set up, and like how the chapters was gonna be. A lot of crazy shit happened. This guy is just some person who has no police background at all, or no anything really that he needs to be a policeman or a sheriff of this town. So he's not really a detective. He's being a detective, and people are like, stop. But so he breaks up a fight at the Mathis, which is the second place we go to, and we meet a woman who apparently is mostly machine, which is very funny. and it starts off with Molly, who is the next chapter, biting someone, which is great. So starting off strong, I think Molly might be my favorite character. I just love the line when he's like, I don't know if she's 30 or 50. It's like, wait, what? A big jump. But it's good. First chapter was good. It's going to be very hard to come up with questions for these, so I'll just talk about all 3 chapters as one and then come up with one question. In chapter 2, it was Sea Beast, Ravis again, and Valerie Rochina. I found this chapter really interesting. The Sea Beast part was really weird because I'm like, wait, what? There's volcanic, and then, like, there's a sea monster, which is, I feel like, will come up later in the book. But my favorite part of this was, like, the Valerie interaction. Valerie's, like, freaking out about, like, one of her patients killed themselves, and she's, like, the therapist. It was very interesting. Yeah, Valerie's an interesting character, too. She is, like, very interesting. And then the 3rd chapter was just Theo and Valerie. Theo is, like, getting threatened by the actual chief of police, which is very interesting. And then, because it's, like, he knows he's a pot smoker and has his, like, little weed plant, and or little weed garden, and he has, like, no money and is living in a trailer, just barely making it. And then Valerie is very high up, and she is now about to placebo everyone about their antidepressants, which is very interesting, because she gave the person who killed himself antidepressants even though they weren't depressed, because that's how she thought she was supposed to fix it. I don't know. This book is very interesting just because you don't know what's going to happen next. So I guess my question can be, what do you think will happen next? I think the placebo plan will not work very well for Valerie. And then another question I have is, why do you think, I can't remember her name, the woman who committed suicide. I think someone killed her, so just my thought. Who's the sea beast? So that's my question for this week for the book. So next week, hopefully I read a couple more chapters. I'm really excited. But so far I'm liking the book, and I hope you guys are too. Everyone who's reading with me. Oh, I forgot to watch that video. Damn it. So we're gonna go into the wow moments, and I forgot to watch a video. So Trisha Paytas came out with a video about her being a transgender male. And I read some stuff. I read some quotes and stuff. And I have some thoughts. And they're going to be very, very controversial, and I already know this. So, Trisha Paytas was basically saying, I don't like being around straight men. And I understand that. And that she doesn't feel like a girl sometimes, but sometimes she does. And sometimes she feels like she should be able to identify either one way or another, depending on the day. And to be honest, I completely agree with her. And the reason why is because we're in a society right now where people just want to be whatever they want. And that's fine, as long as you're not hurting anyone. So my problem is the fact that everyone got all up in arms about it just because of the reasons why she says this. And it's like, she shouldn't have to explain herself to you, but she is, because she knows she's going to get backlash either way, even if she explains herself or if she doesn't explain herself. And I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like, I'm on a level where it's like, who cares if she wants to be a male or female one day and then a male or female tomorrow? It doesn't matter, as long as she's being happy and living her life. Why can't everyone just fuck off of other people's lives? And I mean, yes, I have this portion of the podcast to give my opinions, but really I'm giving my opinions just to give my opinion. I'm not backlashing on people, like people on Twitter and like everywhere talking about, she's this and that and this and that. And it's like, no, she's not. She's just expressing herself, and that's fine. And I know I have a very unpopular opinion about it, but I don't give a shit. So, I just wish people would not, like, people are accepting of someone identifying themselves as a male, even if they're a female. But then, when something new comes around, like Trisha of saying, oh, sometimes I want to be a female one day, and then the next day I want to be a male. That's a no-no, because it's new. And, which is retarded. You shouldn't, like, people don't want change, and that's why this happens. But, I accept it. I accept her, like, or them, if that's how she wants to be preferred. I don't know. I just feel like people shouldn't be up in arms about this, because society right now is, you can identify it as whatever the fuck you want, and it's fine. So that's just my thoughts on it. On Tuesday was a very bad day for finding something interesting, but unfortunately Bernie Sanders' daughter-in-law passed away from cancer, and which is crazy to think about. If you guys don't know, I am I'm in full support of Bernie Sanders being the next president, and I think he'll do a great job. And he might not get a lot done, but we don't know that. You never know. But it just sucks that he's having health problems right now, and he's having his daughter-in-law pass away, so he's probably like dealing with his grieving son. It just sucks, because no one ever wants someone in their family to pass away when other important things are going on. I'm pretty sure that's not what he's thinking about right now. How to fix it. And I just feel like it sucks that he's trying to do this campaign, and now he has to worry about more stuff than he should have to. By the way, Lakers lost their game. But I'll be talking about that for Thursday. So Wednesday, I watched a clip of Ellen talking about her having laughs with George Washington, or George W. Bush. I said George Washington. And I completely agree with her. I don't know why people were freaking out for no reason over this. Like, I saw the backlash, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is everyone getting so mad? Like, who cares if they're friends? Yeah, they have different beliefs. Yeah, they have different point of views, but that shouldn't stop you from being friends with people. And it's just ridiculous. I have tons of friends, definitely a lot of people in Kansas, who believe some stuff that I don't believe in, and that's fine. That's how it is. I have family members who don't believe in the same thing, and it has caused troubles in my family, but, like, it happens. Not everyone's the same, and everyone should just accept everyone for who they are. And I definitely respect Ellen for saying that on her show, being like, I'm friends with a lot of people who don't feel the same way about certain things, and that's fine. Like, people are gonna have different opinions, and that shouldn't stop you from being friends with them. And that's how we're going to make this world a better place, is when everyone accepts everyone for who they are, and not trying to change everyone and hate everyone for their differences. And I truly believe that. Just shut up. Who cares who's friends with who? Who cares what gender everyone wants to be? Just fucking worry about yourself. Like, it's just how I feel about the situation. And on Thursday, the Lakers played the Nets. And the reason why I want to talk about this, I don't really want to talk about the game other than the Lakers lost both their games to the Nets. I really want to talk about this because it was a game in China. So I had my information mixed up. I thought they were playing in LA at 4:30. But then I was listening on the radio and they're like, oh, nah, we in China. They didn't say it like that, obviously. And the reason why they had the game in China was because they wanted to play their games at a time that's reasonable for everyone who's overseas, mostly military. And I think it's a good publicity stunt or whatever for the NBA. In my opinion, I feel like the NBA is the at the bottom, because everyone knows about football, everyone knows about soccer/football, and then everyone knows about baseball, and that's a worldwide thing that happens every year. Every country gets excited. Not a lot of people care about basketball as much. I mean, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. Yes, they do play it in the Olympics, so there's that kind of hype, but for a while I didn't even know it was on the Olympics, so there's that too. But it is, and a lot of countries do have basketball in their countries as well, but it's just more rare than having like a baseball team or definitely a soccer team /football team. Yeah, that's just my point of view on the situation. I feel like it was a good idea for them to go to China and play their games, even though the Lakers lost both times. But I'm not mad about it or anything. I'm not sour. So you know how it is with the Lakers. They play the Warriors tomorrow, so I'll be listening to that. So that's probably what I'll be talking about next week. I'll be talking a lot about the Lakers. I'm going to have a new segment called Do the Lakers Suck This Week? I'm probably not going to be able to watch all their games, but I'll be able to listen to most of their games. So I'll be talking about the Lakers since season is starting. So I'll have a new segment between my book and gossip. I'll have a Lakers for the middle. Just add some more variety. You know, we need a Lakers segment. I'm a Lakers fan. So, and Friday, there was a fire. I don't know any updates on the fire, but I do know that there was a fire. I don't know if they got it under control. A lot of people from my work got affected by it. One of the people who works in like my office with me couldn't come to work, and then there's someone else on another side who couldn't come in, and it sucks. Like, we went all summer without having a fire, but it has been very, very windy in California, and a fire started. It is very late in the season for a fire to start, but it happens. Only reason why I knew about the fire is because my mom texted me and asked me, "Are you safe from the fire?" And I was like, "There's a fire." The only reason why I knew. It's like way north from where I work, which is like, really, Mom? You couldn't just look it up on a map? But I will say, at least it's one fire. It's better than last year or the year before. So it's good. It's a good start for the year. Hopefully that means that the world isn't gonna scorch to death because it's so hot. So hopefully that's what that means, but I highly doubt it. But yeah, just one fire, which is good. Of course, this is a short episode. I'm sorry about that. Not much I can do. I did want to talk a little bit about oh wait, I have a movie I watched. Cool, we're going to talk about this movie. Let's make the podcast longer. So, I went to go see Gemini Man, and it was amazing. I will do a spoiler-free this week, but next week I'll do spoiler-filled, just because I want to be able to wrap my head around some concepts and stuff. Definitely since this is opening weekend. So spoiler-free, I loved it. Basis of it, I loved it. The CG was really good. There are some parts where I was like, that looks kind of grainy, but it also could have been the theater I was at. I only paid $5, so. But Will Smith was great. He did a fantastic job, and again, the CG was very, very good. He looks like he just walked out of the set of Fresh Prince Bel-Air. A lot of twists and turns. In my opinion, it was not as predictable as I was expecting it to be. Normally with action movies, you can predict some things. And I did, but I didn't, what's the word? I didn't predict most of them. So I feel like the movie was really done well, and I really enjoyed it. Loved Will Smith. I loved the girl in it. She was amazing. The villain was good. I will say my favorite scene, I'm not going to say what scene it is, I'll just tell you where it is. I would have to say I think my favorite scene is, it's in the middle. And then there's one, it's either like the beginning of the middle or the scene at the end of the middle. So those are my two favorite scenes. And it was really emotional. I teared up sometimes. And the new movie I'm going to go see is Just Mercy with Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan. I'm so excited to watch that movie. It's going to be a good movie. Michael B. Jordan's a fantastic actor. I might be seeing Joker next weekend. If that's the case, I will do a spoiler free for that, but no guarantees. But I definitely will be doing a spoiler filled review of Gemini Man next week, so I will let you know before I do it. Hey, maybe go forward a couple minutes, or I'll do it at the end, so then you guys could just leave and I can say goodbye. I'll do it at the end. And yeah. There's one thing I did want to talk about. There was one more news thing that happened, and I just totally forgot to write it down for any of the days. Miley Cyrus is dating Cody Simpson. And Cody Simpson looks good. He hasn't been in the limelight for a while, but he looks good. She seems happy, so I'm happy for her. I saw on her Instagram she was Australian check, good body check, and it was very funny. She's my type check, and it was pretty funny. But as long as Miley is happy, I'm happy for her. She's a very down to earth person and very chill person, and I really like that about her. And yeah, that's all I'm going to talk about today. I know this is a pretty short episode, but again, roughly going to be 30 minutes each episode. Probably shorter, unless I have a guest. So, now time for the links and everything. So, down below, you can find my Patreon, become a Patreon, become part of the community, and just get more. I want to do a live portion of this so I can, talk to you guys, but I don't want to do that for, I don't want to do that for just random people. I want to do it for people who watch this. But of course, by the 10th episode, if I have no one, then I'll do it for randomly, because I have my laptop charger now, so I can if I want. Follow me on Twitter. Links down below at Daisha526. Follow Joseffyne, the one who did my art cover. Go show her some love because she's an amazing artist. Go listen to this on Soundcloud if you're watching. If you're listening, go watch this on YouTube. And then also it's on iTunes. And on iTunes, please rate and leave reviews. On YouTube, please ooh, my bra's showing. On YouTube, please share, and comment your thoughts. And also on SoundCloud, and comment and share. Share everywhere. Share to people. Share to friends. let's make this a very big community for people who like to just discuss things. And because that's going to make the world a better place, is just people listening and understanding and discussing. So that's how I've gone through my relationship. So it's helped me. Yeah, not too much. But I think that's the end of this podcast. It was great talking to you guys again for another week, and I'm excited for next week where we'll have 2 new segments or 2 new things to talk about. Lakers, or a new segment, Laker time. We'll call it Laker time. So I'm excited. I'm excited to talk about sports with you guys. So I'll talk to you guys next week.